Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. So today I was trying to think, I like to start each week with a motivational, I usually call it Motivation Monday or Make It Happen Monday. And I definitely want everyone to set their goals for the week and their intentions for the week because that's so important. But I had an experience this weekend that made me think about something a little bit differently, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So my parents are moving. They've lived in the same house for like 30 years and they're moving. And in doing so, they are unearthing 30 years worth of stuff from their house. And then I'm getting like texts and emails like, do you want this thing, whatever it is. So one of the things that my mom uncovered was she's kept over the years, I didn't know this, but all of the articles, the clippings of the pieces I've written for newspapers and magazines and such over the years. And she said, hey, do you want me to send these to you? Maybe your kids would get a kick out of them. And I said, my kids really could care less. They will just be like, well, you're not in Vogue. Like you're not, because that's what goes on. But I would like them because I have them here, there, and everywhere. But I've moved in the same span of time. I've moved like 25 times. So things have kind of gotten lost and they're in folders here, there, and everywhere and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, she sent me the box, and I'm not going to show you everything in the box, but like there were two magazines that stood out in which I have published articles. I know it's backwards, but there's the pregnancy magazine. This is one of the big ones. And then Better Homes and Gardens. So I started to think about this because I was like, I have people, clients, writers ask me with frequency, well, how do I get, maybe you're trying to launch a freelance career and you're wondering how to get into these kinds of magazines. Here's another one that was kind of funny. I don't even know if this is still published, but it's first for women on the go. Seems like it should be. The only thing about this that I'll just say you don't even have to be able to read it. Could the front be more cluttered? I was like, who's your audience? Because if it's busy women, like this makes me have a panic attack. It needs to be more calming. Think Real Simple. They've figured that out. But people ask, well, how do I get started, right? I don't have any clips. I don't have any credentials. We talked about this a little bit last week, how to get started as a freelance writer, which is a little bit outside the scope of what I teach, but it's something that I've done. So we talked about it over in the other group. Or, maybe you have a book coming out and you would love to have some coverage, or you would just like to have a byline, or who knows what the case may be. I started to think about this because my degree is not in journalism. Like, truth be told, my degree is in Japanese. Like, I don't know exactly what I was thinking I was going to do. It seems to be a common pattern, but I just loved it. And so I did it. But coming into all of this, I didn't have the credentials to be able to say, hey, Better Homes and Gardens, hey, pregnancy, whatever, you should let me write for you. I didn't have that. And then my third book, You Cannot Be Serious, was featured in Parents or Parenting. I think it was Parenting magazine. And I didn't write the article. It was literally somebody reviewed the book for that. And I didn't hire anyone to have that done. Here's the fact of the matter. There are some elements of luck. You can look at it that way. I choose not to because I don't have any control over luck. This is a hard business. And every business is a hard business. And I feel like a lot of people are hesitant to say that. A lot of people in the position that I'm in are hesitant to say that because they feel like it discourages people from joining their program, from becoming a member of their group, from hiring them as a coach, whatever the case is. But I feel like it's a really important thing to put out there. So if you've been following me for any period of time, you know that the first thing I ask my clients is, what is your why? Why are you doing this? And I don't care if you're writing a book, starting a business, whatever. Even if you're just my friend and we're out having coffee and you say, hey, I've decided I want to start raise butterflies in the backyard. My question will be, well, why? Because if you don't know the why behind it, you're going to struggle to get it off, just to get it going in the right direction. Trust me, been there many times. So But the other thing that I'm starting to need to have some clarity around, and I actually had a hallelujah moment last week, because one of the coaches I follow had posted somewhat controversially. It was an email that she had sent out to everyone on her list. And she said, look, guys, building a business takes time and it costs money, period. And anybody who tells you, we get really eager when we see these posts, whether they're on Facebook or emails or wherever they are, they're everywhere, you guys. They're everywhere. We're inundated with posts and messages that say, you know, I did this in what seems like 5 minutes and you can too. Or, you know, 2 months ago I was broke and living on the street and now I'm in a castle, and last night I had dinner with Prince Harry and it was great. Like that, does that ever happen to anybody? Of course, they're called outliers. Like, and not in a Malcolm Gladwell kind of way where it's his whole definition of outlier is different. This is a different topic, but that's like luck. That's like, are you a millionaire? Yes, I am. How? I won the lottery. Like literally, they won the lottery. And that's fantastic. But that doesn't happen. It's almost, in a way, it's almost cheating. And I was listening to a podcast by Russ Brunson, which if you're not, he is an author, but he's also just a very, very, I want to say he's a brilliant guy. But the thing is, I don't know if he's inherently brilliant. What I know is that he is so incredibly committed to his craft. And so he studies and studies and studies and studies and networks and talks and reads and studies. And that's what he does. And to get to the point where he's become brilliant, right? He's become a go-to expert in his field. But he had a podcast and I was listening to it and he was talking about how, you know, he almost considers that cheating. Now, this is up for debate, but if you're starting a business and you go out and you raise $2 million in capital, is that cheating? If you win the lottery and therefore you're a multimillionaire, is that cheating? I would say yes. Now, not in a bad way. I mean, good for you. Like, I hope you enjoy it and don't lose it like 95% of lottery winners seem to do, but it's not. Most of us, and you're more than likely going to be included in this. It is work. It is work. It is dedication. So there is a big difference between the dream and the execution. So we can all dream, and so many of us do. We dream of being a published author. We dream of having a published book. We dream of going on tour. We dream of being on Ellen or Oprah or like on a stage. We dream of being on the local news. We dream of all of that. And those dreams are awesome. And they're important and they're valid. And it's so important to know where you see yourself at this stage, right? Like all the way at the farthest point that you can conjure of your success. However, in order to get there, unless you win the lottery, literally or figuratively, you have to execute. So my challenge to everyone this week is to say, are you ready to commit? I'm not going to tell you have to commit 40 hours a week and $40 million or $40,000 or $4,000 or 400 or 40 or 4. Like, what's my deal with 4 today? I don't know. What I'm telling you is that how long it will take you to get to here, whatever here is for you, is entirely dependent upon how much time you are willing and able to commit. So people say, well, I don't have any free time. I'm just so busy. And then it's like, well, what did you do this weekend? Well, I watched, 8 episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and that's fine. And that's your choice. And that's my choice many times too. But I have a new rule for myself. That TV, with the exception of the 1 hour that I watch with my kids at night, because we have different shows that we watch, that TV is not on until Sunday. Sunday's my day to kind of just like nurture myself. It's not on. Now we'll see how that goes. I'll report back in. But the point is, you have to be willing to make that commitment. And if you're not, then you have to be honest with yourself about why things are moving more slowly than you would like. And this is not a criticism or a judgment. I am in the exact same boat many times. Many times I sit there and I think, why isn't this book going faster? Why? And then I go, well, because I haven't even said anything about it. I'm just expecting like the universe to just plop it in people's laps. It doesn't work like that. So if your budget is small, that's okay. If the amount of time you are able to commit and willing to commit is small, that's okay. It's going to take a little bit longer. That's all. but it doesn't mean you can't get there. So sometimes people are at this for 5 minutes. Sometimes people are at this for 5 years. Sometimes people are at this 5 decades. And if you listen to people, if you watch shows like, again, we're talking about TV, so sorry, but America's Got Talent, The Voice, the Shark Tank, like any kind of entrepreneurial creative space, people will say, well, I've been at this for 30 years. Like I've been told no, and I just keep going. And then I had to take a little break and raise my family. And then my family went off on their own, and now it's my time, and I'm back in, and I'm committed. So everyone's timelines are different. And I don't want you to judge yourself because of your timeline or because of your ability to invest. I hear that all the time too. Like, well, I don't have the money to invest, but then people are driving through Starbucks and people are, so it's not that they don't have the money to invest. It's where they're choosing to invest their money, right? It's a conscious choice combined with conscious effort and constant acknowledgement and being honest with yourself about where you are in all of that. So I want to say my job, but it's not, like my passion is looking at people's data and encouraging people to keep moving forward and to know their why and to know what it looks like over here, and then figure out how to execute to get from here to here within the parameters of, well, do you have a $5 a day budget or do you have a $500 a day budget? You know, and just because you have a $500 a day budget, by the way, you can lose that real fast if you're not real clear about how you're executing with it. So that's my passion, is helping people believe in it and see strategically, step by step, how they can get there. But I definitely wanted to come out and say, you know, the notion that you can just kind of snap your fingers and be there, or like, well, why is that person already there and I'm not? Just compete against yourself, please. And do it every single day. And be really honest with yourself about what you want and what you're willing / able to do to get there. That is undeniably the second step after what is your why, is what is your will. I think I just came up with something brilliant. Like, I don't even know what happened. I'm going to go, do I need to go trademark it? See, that would be me distracting myself from what I have to go do next, because I'm clear, it's Monday. So by 1 o'clock, typically on Monday, I'll get less clear, but you know, I'm trying, I'm gonna stay focused. So what is your why? And then what is your will? Super important. And so I would encourage you to comment below and let me know, like, are you really in? Like, are you really ready to do this? Are you really ready to make the commitment to yourself, or is it just about short-term gains? Let me know. I hope everyone has an amazing week. Also, let me know. I'm going to post the Make It Happen Monday challenge. Let me know what you're hoping to make happen this week, what you're planning to make happen this week. I'll jump in and let you know what mine is too, and I'll talk to you guys soon.